Okay, we're back.
Maybe if I can find us.
Yeah.
3-6. There we are. Okay. Okay. Let's try again.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Freddie, Tungi, Miles. We're looking really fuzzy on YouTube from my end.
Not on my end.
Really? Okay, so that's just me. That's fine. Okay, so I may just have to speak louder this episode.
Yeah.
Tungi is saying you can't really hear me much.
Can you
But maybe that's why I have a fuzzy YouTube viewing experience.
maybe you can increase the input volume on your end? Because I think
Um,
I've done everything I can.
yeah. Um,
Yeah.
that would be under sound, yeah.
Yeah, and we are sure that the microphones are on top of this thing with the little holes.
That is what it said online. Okay, I have upped my input volume. Is that good? Too loud? Should I up it again?
Um, up it to the max.
All right, here we go. It's like it's maxing out whenever I talk, so I also don't know if that's gonna make it sound really bad from your end.
I don't know.
But hey, Minnie.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so Noel says it was fine all along. Maybe.
All right.
I'll leave it. Hey, I'll leave it here for a while. Leave that open so I remember to change it next time, so that way I don't.
Okay. Cool.
Miles says do one more up. I can't do one more up. I am at the literal max.
All right.
All right.
Okay, good. All right. Well, let's do as much as we can while we're here
Before
doing.
we die again.
Yeah, really. So let's jump right in because we had a meaty poll.
Oh my gosh, I had minimized that window, so it's like I had forgotten that we even had a poll.
Yeah.
And that one, oh, gosh, this really stinks. I may have to try to re-find us on YouTube because it is so blurry. I can't read the document on YouTube, which means I can't follow along because I use the YouTube screen to see where you're typing.
Here we go. I'm back to the purple.
Okay, so we had 3 options, correct?
That is right.
And I'm getting back to it. No, it's still blurry.
Oh,
Whatever.
the dean's office.
Okay, there we go. There we go. It finally unblurried. Now I can see everything. That makes me feel happy. So we have these 3 purple options to try to figure out how we're going to do adjectives in our mouse language. And the
is
one
this how
that
you're
was
going to present?
what?
I am the dean after all. Is this the best you can do?
Wait, see, I'm missing because I had to shut down and restart. Did someone call you a dean?
Yeah, everybody's saying that, or Tongi says that it feels like he's in the dean's office. So
You need to be way more serious. That's you. Come on, handle your inner dean.
Professor Sams, I am running a university. I don't have time for
Sorry, there's a
foolishness.
smile coming out of your voice somehow.
Do I need to drop another octave?
I like the eye stare, but yeah, now it's just too much. You got to find that fine line. Minnie said you'd be a terrifying dean.
Sams.
Oh, you did not just undoctor me. Man. But the glasses removal was good. Okay.
Dr. Sam's
So,
valedictorian, Phi Beta Kappa.
who also wants to say, "Hey, Kay"?
Bachelor
Okay.
of Science.
What's that?
Bachelor of Science. Master of Arts or
Oh yeah,
Master of Science?
Master of Arts, but Bachelor of Science. Yeah.
Splendid.
All right. So of the three options that we have here, adjectives as nouns and apposition, state of verbs, or adjectives as affixes,
Thank you.
the state of verb option was such the least option that it had 0 votes across all of it. Nobody voted for it, not even once, not even if they had 3 votes to give. Nobody voted for it.
That's probably for the best. I mean, it would have been just like in Ngala, I think. It would have made our lives easier, but that's all right. We don't need our lives made easy.
Just copy. All right, so we really did clearly have a winner here. Of those 2 options, the winner by like almost double the votes was that you laid as affixal modifiers. Affixal.
There you go.
Affixal. Wherever you want to stress. And so that option won again by like almost double the votes.
Let's talk a little bit about the word affix, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit. So affix, of course, comes from the Latin. It has the prefix "ad" and the D, assimilates, right?
Sure.
And so it stands to reason that it should behave and be pronounced like other such words. Like they're adjectives, not adjectives. But perhaps they could be. Adjective?
No, I never said that. That's not how I say it anyway. Maybe somebody does, but I'm not going to. Okay, but do you say affair? How about affect?
Affect, yeah. As a noun, right?
Okay. Do you say affection?
Well, no, because the stress shifts.
I'm seriously looking up all these AFF words, and I'm how about affiliated? Sorry.
Well, how about would you say an affair?
No, but I'm just like, trying to find. Surely there's an AFF word.
Let's see. Or anything else that starts with "ad."
Oh my god.
Adjacent?
What's wrong with adjacent?
Aphid or aphid? Wait a minute.
Wait, does aphid doesn't come from that same source, does it?
Yeah, I don't think aphid comes from that source. It's APHID, isn't it? And it's Greek.
Yeah, that actually indeed comes from Greek, and it may have been a misreading of chorus, which means bug.
Yeah, Beatrice, it's quiet for everybody today. Very sorry about that. Next week will be better. Anyway, though, so we're gonna just roll with having these classifiers. Probably a smaller set of classifiers that are going to function like adjectives. And so we're going to end up having to do like a minimalist language thing and come up with a minimal set of modifiers that themselves can then be further modified. It's going to end up feeling quite Germanic.
Why are we? I think I am failing in my search of anything that would But Tungi, you are absolutely right. Like, well, maybe other native speakers don't struggle with vowels as much as I do, but I'm all over the place.
Now, there is no place in this country, at least. I won't speak for Canada, Australia, and the UK, but there's no place in this country where you will find everybody agrees on what the vowels are supposed to be for any set of words. It doesn't matter. Like if they're all native speakers from the same region, it doesn't matter. Our
And
vowels are a mess.
I feel like if you were in England, it would be like you can't find two speakers from the same city.
I don't think anybody there shares a dialect.
Because the dialectal variation in England, in a much smaller place, I feel like is actually much bigger.
Yeah, and so it really puzzles me that especially those who watch from Britain would say that our British accents are no good, when how could you tell? Anything is within that range is plausible.
Within that range. Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So, so, oh, Jonathan says to me, you just said vowels instead of vowels.
Isn't that how it's
Vowels.
pronounced?
Vowel?
Yeah, Val.
Vowel.
Is there a difference?
Jason says we can tell because our fellow Brits' accents are also poor.
uh,
All right.
I like what Graham says. The range of correct accents is large, but still tiny compared to the range of ridiculous sounding accents. Tomato. Anyway,
Did you see Miles comment? Why don't you come over here, Valerie?
yeah, that's actually something we do early on in the language. We have fun with a little bit of Valerie, you know.
Gotta vowel it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, but I did want to say this because I don't know if people in England would have ever seen this commercial, but I believe it's KFC. It's either KFC or Carl's Jr. But look it up on YouTube. The Earl of Sandwich, um, who they have him as presenting new sandwiches. Look that up and tell me that that is not the perfect English accent. All right.
Starting a war here.
You haven't seen it either, have you?
I don't. I mean, maybe I have. I don't remember. So, like off the top of my head, I'm not like, oh.
I imagine most of the commercials you grew up with were just commercials that's like, moose season has started. Get your guns.
Moose. Where do you think I grew up?
I don't know, in a moosery.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Tom Valerie. So let's make an example.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna need to make some macro decisions, and we're gonna need to make them now. Biblaridian lived in Sandwich. Well, well.
Is he secretly the Earl?
Oh my. Well, somebody has to be. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. So here's what the macro decision is gonna have to be. Okay. So we're saying for the most part, this thing is head final. Um, we know that we're going to be rolling with classifier constructions. So what we're going to need to figure out is how much case are we doing? How much casery? And where is that? where is the casery going to emerge? Where is it going to sit? What kind of relationship is going to need to exist between the noun and its classifier? The classifiers are probably going to come from nouns, and are they going to come first or second? And really what it is like, are we going to have more of a Turkic feel for our massive nouns? or a Germanic feel. And I have to say, since you see it every so often passed around social media, but today I saw again the little flowchart for naming German animals, and so I'm just in that mood. You've seen this, right?
I
Like
don't think so.
it starts off, like, is it a pig? Yes. Then it's Schwein. No. And then it says, are you sure? And then it's like, well, and then it's like, and then it says like, what are some other ones? Like, is it small? Yes. Then it's a guinea pig, which is like Meeresschwein or something like that. It's like an ocean pig is a word for a guinea pig.
I'm
Uh,
looking up.
it's on my Twitter. I retweeted it.
God, I'm supposed to follow you?
Macro, don't you dare. Don't you dare, Macro.
Okay. Okay. Where did you see it? I'm seeing it. I Does it look like a bear? Yes, but smaller. Then maybe it's a Wachsbär, a raccoon.
There it is. Meerschweinchen. That's it.
Oh, I feel like Schildkröte, a turtle, a shield toad, or a Nacktschnecke. A naked snail is a slug. I do like that. And yes, Fledermaus,
Yep.
or Fledermaus
Yep.
for a bat, because
Die
it's a
Fledermaus.
Fledermaus.
Yeah, die Fledermaus. Which is that's the name of one of the superheroes on the Tick. Die Fledermaus. All right.
That is really funny. Now I have to find the tweet and retweet that because that's really funny.
Yeah, no, that's good. And that's not the only one I've seen. There are others, but yeah, it really does feel like they created like three words for animals, and then some monk sat down and said, "Well, if these are the only words we have, and there are more animals than this."
There we go. Retweeted.
Oh, look at that, Biblaridian. Biblaridian is he says that Turkish and Mandarin are related. He said it. No. Evidence of proto-wordle, proto-world.
Did you just say proto-wordle?
I might have said wordle.
Nice. Okay.
That's where Squirtle lives, in the wordle.
In the little wordle. All right. So let's talk macro decisions.
Yeah.
And proto-wordle. We have got to keep that in mind.
Yeah. Okay. Let us. Okay, we have our word for mouse.
Mm-hmm. We do indeed. Do we want to say it's a small mouse?
Yeah. What is our word for mouse, incidentally? Is it something like tiki?
Tuki.
What?
Tuki.
So something like that? Tiki?
Waiting for it to show up. Except high tone on the second.
Oh, does this language have tone? Kidding. Tiki? Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yes, it is. That's why we chose it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I forget who. I think it was Graham who came up with that particular protoform. Maybe it was Miles. Now I'll just go through all the names. Maybe it was.
I mean,
we had a lot of good suggestions.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
my head is just spinning right now with possibilities because I was thinking of
Oh, it was Miles. Thank you, Miles. Okay, go
yeah,
on.
because like I was thinking if we go hard on modifiers coming first,
Hmm.
then like we could have a duel, and the duel would be like you'd say it was a mouse pair, and like the plural might be like a mouse trio.
Okay.
And then numbers could double as pronouns. Man, it's too much. It's too much.
Where were you going with that thought?
Well, then I was thinking like, well, okay, then maybe there could be separate little endings, just separate little endings that somehow give us a nominal derivation on it, and it's just piling and piling and piling. Um, Unless there is, can we think of words for a natural couplet?
So, like, beyond just like when you say natural couplet, you mean something like the fact that you normally have two eyes, or like so things that naturally come in pairs is what you're saying.
Yes. However, even though like eyes and hands come in pairs, you don't typically, pick up a pair of eyes and say like, oh, dee 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 dee, like hanging them from your rear view
We need to
mirror.
stop with that imagery. You know I have issues. Uh,
Do you have issues?
I don't like thinking about eyes outside of heads, so let's move on.
Eyes
Um,
specifically?
yes, let's move on.
Have we talked
Right,
about
Freddie,
this
pair of
before?
glasses. I don't know that cherries come in pairs though, but yeah.
Cherry was my idea. Cherry was my idea. Um, wait. Sorry, I think by the way I said that, people are thinking that I'm going to claim it's like I just had the idea first. But no, no, no. What I meant was I also thought of cherries. That's what I meant to say.
Okay.
But
Well,
but
that
your
was Miles who wrote it.
yes. So your point is
Um,
valid though. Do they really come in pairs?
um, a pair of peanuts. Um, pair of pills. Ragdoll says Kill Bill and Sky Road.
Since cherries grow in pairs or groups,
Okay.
I mean maybe there's some truth to that. You know what I mean? Maybe they do come in pairs.
I mean, I guess that's how most drawings are done, so that does make sense. I just didn't know if that was just how we sort of culturally decided that they would be.
No, I know what you mean. How sometimes like everybody just gets the idea that this is a certain way, and it turns out it doesn't actually have a basis in nature. Um,
Right. It's kind of morbid, but ribs or wishbones. You got one leg on each side.
ooh,
Minnie says there's a pine tree that comes in twos.
the tree itself
Collapse.
or the pine?
Pine tree, I believe. But do we want something? But mice, their size, I feel like anything too big is just going to be too big for them to fully appreciate what's going on way up there. So they may not realize that the pine trees are actually coming in
Yeah.
twos.
Why do people keep talking about peanuts? Um, oh, because of the
Because there's a
chambers.
because there's a nut on each side.
Okay.
But weren't peanuts sort of man Wasn't that a cross hybrid thing?
Right, but we're talking about a future world though, so
That's true.
they're
So
stuck with our peanuts.
they're stuck with what we have. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Um, oh, oh, someone said they could have little pine knitting needles. Little pine needles.
Oh gosh,
There's
that's
knitting
really
needles.
cute.
That is super cute. And that was Ragdoll commented on it, but I think somebody else had said it before. Oh, Nakai had mentioned knitting needles. And Minnie said my needle pairs. So, that is very fun. So, maybe like peanut, but then also the cute little pine needles.
Hmm. Do those pine needles always come in? I guess they do, don't they? Oh, and for people that are coming up with other things like arms, hands, legs, feet, we're talking about things that you could like pick up and interact with. Like, you could potentially pick up a pair of cherries, a peanut, these pine needles. You can't pick up two hands ordinarily. Um, they don't, they're not conjoined.
Um,
Pine needle chopsticks.
that's cute too. Um, Apparently, peanuts are more tropical, which is why they grow well in the South.
Huh.
So, depending on how you wanted the world to work, they may not have that.
Yeah,
And
probably
anything
not.
else I can think pod like would be like there's multiple, like peas in a pod or, something. So that.
Pod, that would be great. Plural. Okay.
Applesauce Project says musicians. Yes, I've picked up a pair of musicians before. Okay, the red pine is what grows in twos. Interesting. Yeah, did you want more natural groups as well? Because I mean,
I
like,
did. Yeah, we're doing
well,
both.
then the little berries on blackberries, they may see them as little individual because they may eat smaller instead of popping the entire berry in their mouth, such as the cute little mouse holding the blackberry in its paws and eating it. There's also grapes because they grow in clusters or clumps. Did you just type droop?
Yeah. Because
What's a droop?
an individual for a blackberry,
No, there's a word for that.
yeah. So like blackberries are droops, and then what are some other ones? Raspberries, I think. Am I? You know how like a cran.
Oh, this does not. This is saying, for instance, a plum, cherry, almond, or olive is an example of a drupe.
Okay,
It's a fleshy fruit with a thin skin and a central stone. So
that,
not.
okay, so that's a droop. Well, what's the? Whoops.
Oh, somebody suggest Miles. There we go. Sorry, I see the comment before I see the name. A pip, maybe. A pip is a single blossom on a clustered head of flowers.
Okay. It's not the Taurus. Okay.
Oh, Tanki says, what about the shell of a sunflower seed? Because when you break it open, there's the two halves.
It is an aggregate fruit composed of small drupelets. There we go. So that's what I meant. I meant druplet, drupelets. And you know, an aggregate fruit is so called for, I think, obvious reasons. You know, it's because if you look at it, it's
So
not one.
obvious.
Well, it's not one thing. It's a whole bunch of little things, right?
Ooh, Biblaridian suggests helicopter seeds.
Is that a thing?
Yeah,
What is it?
I believe it's I think it's technically, isn't it? Babe, is that actually like a maple seed? I'm trying to think of what tree it actually comes from, but they look like little helicopter blades, and they're. Nikai says yes. It's where helicopters come from. Yes. Okay. Minnie says they're maple. Magpie says yeah, maple seeds. Are you looking it up now? Freddie says sycamore seeds do that as well.
Okay.
There you go. See, helicopter seeds. And what you can do for any fun-loving adults out there who enjoy childlike activities, you take one and you toss it up in the air and it goes all the way down, and it's really fun.
Whoa. Like it.
We used to throw those as kids a lot.
Did you have them about?
Uh-huh.
Maples specifically?
Yeah, those exact seeds you see on the far left, those